Teamwork. We got it. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so first of all, welcome, and we're excited to be with you tonight. We're coming to you from Sioux Falls. We are just like the pose, but we're not. So we're gonna share some fun information with you tonight, and just get excited about what is happening this month in LifeVantage, and then of course we're gonna talk a little bit about social media and how we really ran with the business in September, which really encouraged this amazing October. And then hey, we could treat November just like September, except better because we're in a pre-sale opportunity now. So first things first, did you all notice that you have discount codes loaded in your app? Let's talk about what that is. Season of sharing. For the month of November, every Monday, as long as you have your November subscription set, you're going to get 3 consultant discount codes and 1 customer discount code. This is so fun because right now we really want to focus on helping those people enroll in our businesses and getting started as consultants, because we know we're in a momentous stage that is just palpable. Like, we can feel it, right? This is an exciting time to be a part of LifeVantage. And we want to encourage other people to join us and do it with us, right? Many of us probably were very excited when we saw our paychecks posted. Well, let's help other people change their lives too. And one of the best ways we can do that is encourage them to join us in the business. The other exciting thing about the season of sharing right now is a $5 reward credit for MindBody customers. So what that means is each customer who purchased MindBody and had a subscription in the month of October, they're going to get a $5 credit that they can use this month on a $50 order. So that is a great reason to reach out to your customers and make sure they know they have that opportunity right now to save on their products. Okay, we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to bring Tracy on camera. Where are you at? I don't know how to bring you on camera. That was a joke. I was just going to ask you to unmute.
I was like, whoa, one knows what she's doing here.
I evolved in the last 20 minutes since I was on the last Zoom. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Tracy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Tracy, in the month of October, became an EC1, but that wasn't good enough for her. So she also became an EC2. And that's very exciting. That is, a lot of that is attributed to the work that we put into the business in September. But not only that, the work that she's built years ago in building her social following and that sort of thing. And people trust her and love to shop with her. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about that. And can I ask everybody to mute if you can? I don't know how to host tools. Somebody
Don,
yeah.
under participants, if you click participants, and then you should be able to do a mute all again.
Beautiful. Thank you. I just muted you, Grant. Okay, Tracy, you'll have to unmute. Okay, so first we're going to talk about September. Okay, so our businesses, your business and mine, grew a lot in the month of September. Do you remember how much yours grew?
I think I 3x'd my paycheck. I at least doubled it, if not 3 times it.
Yeah. I think in September, my highest month ever was like 83,000. And then in September, it was 125. So it was a significant change. That was before we had the product. So that was before the launch of the MindBody. So talk to us a little bit about the strategy that was taken in September, and what do you feel had the biggest impact on your business?
Well, first of all, I just always show up truly authentically and share, like this is coming. I'm excited. I don't know what to expect. Like, I'm not a big hyper. I don't hype things up. So I just had conversations with people via my stories or my posts and kind of shared my journey about how I was on semaglutide. I was so excited to be transitioning over to this, but I was nervous, like, was it going to work for me? There were a lot of things that didn't work for me. So just sharing my true feelings as I was going through it, I think is huge. But I also borrowed a lot of belief because when I started on our products, I had a pretty big collagen transformation, but I didn't have some massive story with Axio. I mean, Axio, I feel like everybody gets a little like more pep in their step, but like the fat burn, the Protandem, I was never like, oh my gosh, what did I do without these products? It was sort of like, okay, they say I should take them, so I guess I'll take them. But Kate, who's on my team and one of my best friends, they literally transformed her life and her body. And so I shared a lot of her story and other people's stories that had these insane transformations, whether it was how they felt or how they looked. And I just told people like the power of activation. And hey, if you want to, I know you want this GLP-1, but if you want to jumpstart your body and get it primed and ready and activated, like here's what you can do. So I talked a lot about Protandem. I talked a lot about the Kickstart bundle. And I got a lot of people on those products. Some people did Healthy Glow. Like I just shared, like, here are the options. I did find that I got people confused because I think I was sharing about too many different options. So now I'm just sort of focusing on the Kickstart bundle because I want to simplify things. But I would just pick like whatever your products are that you're the most excited about. And of course, have it include Protandem, but get people excited about getting activated. And I feel like we're kind of seeing that now. Like a lot of us in the company are having faster, better results than people who are just starting the products. And so I do think there is so much power in activation, and they're going to see better results if we can get them excited and believing in activation and on some of our existing products that are not on back order.
Absolutely. I love it. Okay, so the work that you did in September had a really massive impact on your success in October. It like laid the groundwork, I would say, for what October brought. Do you have things that you feel like specifically these things really, catapulted that growth in October?
Well, definitely just not holding my breath and waiting for people to be able to get the GLP-1. Like I was not like, everybody should wait until October 11th. I was like, hey, get on these products now. Here's why, here's what it's going to do for your body. And I just think that sharing stories, Kayla did a training in here last week just about emotion, and sharing people's experiences and what they are feeling is so huge. People can read about the science all day long on the website. They're not going and doing that. They want to hear about lives being transformed, the stories of people feeling better, looking better, the share, like those of us that had our blood tests and all of that done, like those numbers are irrefutable, you know? And so, but talk about it. My friend Tracy, hi, we're all friends. Like you're on
Yeah.
this Zoom with me. We're all friends. So you can say, my friend Tracy, go look at my highlight bubble of GLP-1 and share my story if you don't have a story yet, or somebody else that you connect with. Go tell stories and engage people emotionally, because they truly do not care how much you know or how great these products are until they feel invested. And I'm loving that now we have so many more stories to pull from as more people are on the products. So awesome.
One thing you said to me in Kansas City, I'm going off script, so don't be mad, but it'll be easy. One thing you said to me in Kansas City was you have to become okay with being a parrot or just continually repeating yourself. And I think so often we feel like we put a message out there and they should have gotten it that one time, or they for sure saw it that one time I said Kickstart bundle, they know what that is. So what is continuing to be a parrot? What does that mean to you? Is that like a daily you remind people like, hey, having my Axio today? Or what does that mean to you when you say you have to get comfortable with becoming a parrot?
Yeah, I mean, I think showing up every day and sharing what you're doing, and pretend like people know nothing. One of my mentors said to me, you have to talk to people like they're either your 89-year-old grandmother or your 5-year-old nephew. Like, tell them exactly what they need to do. Tell them exactly what you already know. And I mean, if people have already heard the information, they're going to scroll on. Or if you're having a real life conversation, they'll be like, okay, Tracy, I get it. Like, you've already said this, but assume that people know nothing, and assume that every day that you're showing up, it's going to be new eyeballs on whatever your stories, your posts. Assume that it's brand new people and start from the beginning, give context. And if you forget to do that, that's why I love highlight bubbles. So on Instagram, you can save your stories to a highlight bubble. So I have a GLP-1 highlight bubble. So when I was, 3 weeks in, I could be like, hey, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out my highlight bubble, because I share the whole story. And there are times where I don't talk about collagen for a couple weeks, and I'll still have orders rolling in because I have a collagen highlight bubble. And that is selling for me when I'm not even on social media. It's showing up for me. So yeah, I would do those two things. Just explain the context of what you're talking about. It doesn't mean you have to share the entire story every time, but say, hey, I'm on this product. It's new. It's amazing. It's currently on back order, but I'm still so excited about it, and here's why.
I love it. I love that. That's such a great tip about the highlight bubbles. And for myself, I'm not utilizing them that I need, like I should be. So that's going to be a goal of mine for November. I would encourage you all to make that a goal for yourself. If you don't know what a highlight bubble on Instagram is, I'm sure Google does, and they will have ideas for you and show you what it is. So just go ahead and Google that, or pull up is it the Tracy Lane? The Tracy Lane? Is it still the Tracy Lane? I love it. Okay, pull up the Tracy Lane, and underneath you'll see bubbles, you'll see circles, and one of them's called GLP-1. So then you'll know what we're talking about highlight bubbles. And then from there, I would, Google and figure out how to create your own highlight bubbles, because that is true. I will see many days, and Tracy's a part of my business. I'll be like, I hope she talks about collagen, because it's just slam dunk. If she does, she sells some, right? But there will be days when she does not talk about Life and the orders still keep coming in. It's because you've laid that groundwork. You have all those other things in place. So, okay, I want to back up. And so you said September, your business 3X. That was before the launch of Mind Body. You got really excited about activation and the Kickstart bundle. And so then I feel like November is like a redo of September, except it's better, because we actually can pre-sale the product. And that's really what we should be doing. I mean, we would have like given our right arm in September to be able to pre-sale this product, truly. So with that in mind, can you talk to us a little bit about how you're running your business this month and keeping momentum that you experienced in September and October? How are you building on that momentum right now?
Yes, hold on. Tilly is demanding entry.
Oh, she
Um,
can be a part of this.
He's literally sitting at the door pounding on it.
You can go watch her highlight bubble on Tilly.
I dyed her, you guys.
She did.
I
She
bought her
dyed
when
her
she was
dog.
brown, and then she started turning white, and I dyed her. It was awful. I also had, what did I have? Pinworms at that same
Oh,
time.
yep.
And I shared all about the pinworms. And my husband was like, can you please delete your account, go into a bunker, and quit talking? Because I just shared it all. Again, the authenticity, just show up and talk about your life. Okay, so number one, we have so many more stories and pictures to pull from. Like, there was nobody in like on the trial, the Club 55, that was like very overweight. Like, I love that we're seeing these people that have a lot of weight to lose and they're seeing fast results. I also feel like that's a little bit of a downside, because then you have people that don't have a lot of weight to lose and they're comparing themselves. And so we have to give context to that. Like, if you have 100 pounds to lose, you're going to start losing weight a lot faster than somebody that has 15 or 20 pounds. But just sharing those stories. And you guys, I don't think there's anybody in this company, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you are watching people's stories and they're sharing a story, it's probably okay to screenshot it and share it as well. So you don't have to like work smarter, not harder. Don't feel like you have to make cute graphics and like people don't care. People want to see the text messages. Why is Grant laughing? Oh, because of the pinworms. People
That's
want
your
to
highlight
see
bubble.
conversations that you're having and looking at people's actual words that they're saying about the experience that they're having. So I love that we have so many more stories that we can share, and that's just going to keep on every day. We're going to hear more and more things. The fact that we can pre-order and we don't have to keep track of a list or have people like checking a box saying, yes, I want a text message. Like I am telling people, I'm using FOMO. I'm like, you guys, we thought we were going to have months of stock of this product and we sold it out in weeks. So we don't know how quickly this next round is going to go. If you want to make sure you get it because yours like, and I'll say this after I've shared like some testimonies. I'll be like, you guys, like, get it now. Like, get your name on the list because that's the only way that you are going to be, you know, guaranteed to get it. And people are like, every time I say that, I'm getting orders for a product that we don't even have right now. So create that fear of missing out that if they, and it's true, we don't know. Like we truly don't know if, I think that after December, we'll probably be fine for stock, but they had no idea that we were going to go through what we went through. And so I'm just like, get it while the getting's good. So yeah, just sharing more stories, let people know that they can pre-order and run with it.
The other thing is that momentum that we captured in September and October, there's a lot of people to go educate about our other products, right? Or we have a lot of new consultants now that we're casting this net to bring them in, making sure they're all getting up to speed. So if that's what your business look like too, do not forget to help those new consultants really hit the ground running. Now is such a beautiful time within the company that so many of us can find great success with just doing the do every single day. The next question I have for you tonight is the 3 things anyone with any size of following, maybe you have 100 people on social media, what are the 3 things that you would encourage them to do with have success with social selling and LifeVantage?
You need to be posting every single day and not just in your customer groups. Like you need to be on your pages posting, whether it's a post or a reel. Show up, but don't just be showing up talking about LifeVantage. Like show up and talk about your life. Let people feel like they're a part of your life. It truly, you feel like, oh, there's so many people on social media, who's even going to pay attention to what I'm doing? But your people are going to find you. And when I first started in network marketing, my upline, it's funny because I thought that their social media following was so huge. And now like mine's like triple or quadruple what theirs is. But back then I was like, oh my gosh, what's the point of me even talking about this? And he said to me, he said, Tracy, there are people that could watch every single live video I do, see every post I post, and it's never going to speak to them, but they're going to see one thing you say and they're going to be like, I get her. Like she's my people. I trust her. I relate to her. And so he's like, your job isn't to reach everybody. It's to find the people that God has on this planet for you to touch with these products and this message. And so that's what I started doing. It didn't matter if I got 3 likes on a post or 300. I just started showing up, trying to find the people that were going to relate with my story and my testimony. And that's all you have to do. So, but they can't find you if you don't show up and if you aren't posting. So don't be concerned with how many comments you get or how many likes you get. Be concerned with, could what I say right now bless or touch one person? And if the answer is yes, it's worth sharing. Like so many people, my following grew more when I was talking about pinworms than any other time because nobody talks about pinworms and a lot of people experience it and it's very unpleasant. And so I don't wish for them to be back, but it was epic growth for me. And so many people were like, oh, you're the pinworm girl. I've heard about you. So just showing up authentically and sharing what's happening in your life via posts and stories. Everybody should be in their stories every single day like this, talking to the camera, not just using cute graphics, not just writing something out or resharing a reel. You need to be in there and you need to be talking to people so they feel like they get to know you. And initially I felt so ridiculous. I'm like, what? Like, do I think I'm a Kardashian? Like, who cares about what I'm talking about? But more conversations are started in sharing in your stories than anywhere else. And those are the people that are, are truly invested in what you're doing. And those are probably, there are people that are going to eventually become your customers or your teammates. Face to face on social media. I don't know what that means, Shelly.
I think so she's talking to her camera in her stories on Instagram and Facebook, so that's up across the top versus a post necessarily, but she's doing both reels and just a static post with also the story. I think that that is where you really do create that likability where like people feel like they know you. They really feel like the minute they meet you in person, you're exactly who you are on social media. And that is who everybody on here should be too. And the thing I was thinking about when you were talking is I don't know when, how many followers you had when you decided to make this like your job. But somebody said to me recently, you feel like you don't have enough followers on social media, but let's say you have 100. Would you be so happy if you could get 100 people to your in-person event? Like if you traditionally built this business with in-person events, you would pass out if 100 of your friends came to your event, right? Well, using social media in a way, you have that ability to reach those 100 friends with one little message consistently every single day. Now, you wouldn't not host an event if you could only get 100 people there. You would absolutely host an event. So if you only have 100 people on your social media, those are your 100 people to, love on and share your life with. And then, it continues to grow and you have the ability to sell products to them from there.
So Dawn, there was some clarification on that
Oh,
also.
sorry.
No, you're fine. They were just asking like, am I actually going live or am I talking in my stories? I have this little thing I created. I call it like Instagram for dummies, but that sounds mean. So it's actually Instagram 101. But I walk through like all of these little things, like how to create a story, how to use special features. So I can post that in one person, big difference. And it's nice because everything's like bite size, it's like 2 or 3 minutes. It's not like some big long training that you have to watch. But when I go in to create a story, oh, my thing is blurred and my phone is full of cat pictures because I got kittens and I don't even like cats, but now I'm a cat lady. But you hit camera and it'll look like this. And then oh, that's my one broken nail. I broke it off during the Vikings game last night. Disregard that. I get nervous and then I like pick at my nails. So I'm holding this down and then it's recording everything I'm saying, but nothing's going out to anyone until I share it to my stories. So you can do that. And if you're like, oh, I acted a fool, you can just start over. It's so much less nerve-wracking than actually going live. Yes, the Vikings was a good game. And so this is a great way even just to get comfortable showing up on social media because it's so forgivable. And if you post it and then you're like, I can't believe I posted that, you can delete it. And they only last for 24 hours unless you save it in one of those highlight bubbles I was talking about. And you can set your settings up. Use Google, guys. I Googled everything my first year in social selling. Like, I think everybody thinks that, oh, I should know this. And if I don't know this, it means I'm stupid and I'm not good enough to share. No, it just means you need to Google or YouTube everything to learn how to do it. But then, and you can put links on your stories so you can talk about the GLP-1 and then put a link so that people can actually click right there and buy it. So I'll share that little thingy dingy. In one person, big difference. I just have my business Instagram linked with my Facebook. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can link it so that it goes from Instagram to Facebook or Facebook to Instagram. I personally think it's way easier to create in Instagram. They let your stories be longer. There's more features. So yeah, so whoever said they don't really understand, Danielle, go and look through my little Instagram 101 thing, and I think it'll help a lot. I hope it helps a lot, and it'll make it a lot more simple.
So I think to tie up our message here, now is such a great time to be talking about the GLP-1. We have so much momentum. You have to literally be living under a rock to not know about GLP-1 activation or LifeVantage right now. Go talk to the people that know, like, and trust you. Talk to them repeatedly over and over and over and share this message with them, because one day it will sink in. Most people need to hear something 9 to 12 times, especially if they're your husband, right? Maybe
That
more.
reminds me, I didn't get to.
Yeah.
My husband needs to hear things a lot. I didn't say the third thing, which is follow-up and having a drip campaign, not only for your customers, but also for your leads who raised their hand maybe and said, I'm interested, but then didn't buy. And that ties in exactly with what Dawn is saying. They might have wanted it and then they got busier and they forgot, or they might not have had enough belief in it. And so that's where sharing the testimonies and the stories with people of like, hey, look, this person struggles with this. I know you do too. So following up every single day to turn the people on the fence into believers, and then to turn your raving fan customers into consultants, developing systems. And mine aren't perfect. It's a work in progress, but just having a way to keep track of people and follow up with them so that you can convert them is so important.
So there was a question about a drip campaign. That's a kind of a third party that is used on the backside to catch those people and to help them with that. That's a whole nother call we could do on, but Tara, it's actually something that we talked about earlier today. So that would tie back to that. And then I would just say, like, the biggest thing is you need to remember this is your job right now. So if you want this to continue to grow and to build, I teased Tracy. I didn't tease her. I specifically asked if she would share a day in the life. And she was like, I don't, that's not my forte. But I just want to say what I do know about you and your day in your life is this is your job and you guard your time, but you have specific things that you do every day to continue to move your business forward. And so whatever that is for your business, whether it's the posting, that has to happen. That has to be one of your business things every single day. You have to turn your open sign on, right? So that's one of the things. Follow up is one of the things. Whatever those key metrics are for your business, you have to remember you're running a business and you have to treat it as such. Do not let this time go by with all this momentum. And even though we're in a pre-order situation right now, don't feel like you need to stop selling. Right now is when you need to double down and get those sales, because we don't want people to miss out on the next shipment. If they don't get their orders placed right now, I don't know the guarantee of what they're going to get, right? So get them in there and get them on those products right now. The final thing that I was going to say is people ask a lot. They get excited when they hear that I think that Tracy and I are going to talk about social media. And I think it's because I was able to find a social media influencer and get her excited about LifeVantage. And now she's building this big business. And I think a lot of people would like that for their business. And I can't blame them. I'm certainly blessed by working with Tracy and the people that she's brought into LifeVantage. And it's been not only really fun, but we're building at a really rapid rate. And we know that. So I just wanted to tie this up tonight before we say goodnight and get on with our lives, and just tell you sort of how this friendship started. This friendship started by making fun of her dyeing her dog orange on Instagram. I said, how did you even know you could dye a dog? If you go look at her highlight bubbles, you will understand what I'm talking about. That cute little dog she was holding was like, she was this color. She was this color. I'm not even
Call her
joking you.
Tilly Trump because I'm like a.
She was Tilly Trump.
They called her Tilly Trump.
She was bright orange. And it was like in the fall too, wasn't it? It was kind of on brand.
Yeah. Or pumpkin spice Tilly. She got called that too.
Yeah. So that's how I became her friend. And then she would post about her pinworms, and I'd be like, dude, I don't care if your butt is itching. So we just kept having this conversation where it was just conversational. It was never like, my collagen, my collagen, my collagen. She was drinking her collagen every day on Instagram because she was selling a different kind of collagen. And then eventually, when her and I had a little banter and we got a feel for a friendship, we had never met in person, even though we lived maybe 8 blocks apart. We had never met in person. Finally, one day when she was taking her collagen, I was like, hey, you got to try my collagen. I know it's better than yours. I didn't know anything about her collagen. I just had conviction. And like in an arm wrestling competition, do you know who wins? The person who's strongest, that has the most conviction and knowing that they are the arm wrestling champion. I just kept being in her DMs and kept telling her my collagen was better. My collagen was better. And then finally I offered her 10 days for free because she was like, I am not paying for your collagen, but if you give me some, I'll try it. So that is how this relationship started. I did not know Tracy as a person. I did not hey girl her once because I would never want to be hey girled. So don't ever send that message. But if you have somebody who has an awesome platform, you connect with them, like and trust them, I would take it upon yourself to create an actual friendship with them because they buy from people they know, like, and trust as well.
Yeah,
True?
I think that I like respect Dawn so much because I feel like I would have written myself off. Like I would have been like, oh, she's already promoting a collagen. I never even would have brought it up. Like I've learned a ton from Dawn, and it's so important to like, we know that we have some of the best products in the world. We know we have all this science backing us. Don't lead with that. Lead with the relationship. I love that Dawn made fun of me. I love that she wasn't afraid to like just be real with me. Like I get people in my DMs every single day. Hey, have you heard about this company? We have the most amazing team, blah, 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 blah. Like I'm immediately like, bye. Like you're just spamming me. You are not trying to get to know me. You are not trying to have a relationship with me. You just want me to pimp your product because you know I can sell the crap out of it. But when Dawn took the time to actually form a friendship with me, and now she's one of my best friends in the world, but that's so important. And don't write off somebody because they have a huge following or they're already promoting products that we have. If you really feel like you have a connection with somebody that has a giant platform, just nurture that connection and don't be afraid to bring up your products when that relationship is established.
Absolutely. Well, we just hope you guys have the best November. It is such a great season to get in front of friends and family. We are just entering that holiday season. Make sure that people know what you're doing. Make sure they know that you love your products in a really authentic way. It's sometimes you only see those people once a year. So get confident in talking about your products and being able to share, but just double down on these platforms, stay in front of people, and just know that this momentum does not come around every day. So take hold of it and let's run. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Hey guys.
Thanks, Tracy.